We do have a few budget changes this month, and here is how we are planning to spend our income as a family of 5 living in Phoenix, Arizona. If you're new here, hey, I'm Marissa, and I share about life and money and how you can budget, save, and make more money for your family. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any new videos. And I also share my personal household budget here on YouTube. So I'm going to walk you through our household budget this month. We are a family of 5 living in Phoenix, Arizona. We have kids who are 4.5, 2.5, and 6 months, all boys. So this is a budget template that we use every month, and I actually have this available on my shop. I will leave a link to it down below, and you can check it out there as an instant download. The first thing that we have here is Jacob's income and then my income. I do have this blocked out for privacy. My husband Jacob works as a W-2 employee. He works in marketing. He does work from home, which is awesome. And then I am a stay-at-home mom with my boys during the day, but I do this on the weekends and the evenings when they're asleep, so I do bring in some income here. So this is what I pay myself out of my business each month. In addition to being a content creator, I also do bookkeeping on the side, which has also been a really great additional income stream for me and my business. Being a content creator, the income that I make is high highs and low lows, and that can be really hard to budget off of sometimes, but I really love having my additional bookkeeping income because it's just a steady paycheck every single month that I make from my clients. So I love having the flexibility to still work from home, being a bookkeeper, and have consistent monthly income with that. I also recently came out with a course called Next Level Bookkeeper to teach you how to do bookkeeping tasks and launch your own bookkeeping business. If you're interested in that and learning more about bookkeeping, I will leave a link to that down in the description box below. I will also say that this year I am planning to make less for my business than I did last year. Last year was a really big year for my business, and I'm so grateful for that, but I also know that just in this season of my life, I'm going to make less money this year. I've had a baby every other year since 2020, and I've just noticed in the year that I didn't have a baby, so when the baby is like 6 months to a year, I don't make as much as in my business because I'm more focused on the things with my kids. It's more high needs and high demand, so I just don't have as much capacity to work, and so I make less money. So I'm just expecting that this year and giving myself grace to know that I have 3 small children at home. I'm very, very grateful that I get to make money from home and provide in that way, but also I'm probably just going to make less income. So therefore, I'm paying myself less out of my business this month than I did in 2024. So we do have a decrease in our take-home pay. You can see we have $8,800 that we are planning to take home this month. This is after taxes, insurance, 401k for my husband's paycheck, HSA, all of those things. So now let me show you where we plan to spend and save every dollar of our budget this month. The first thing that we have is our expense section. We have our tithe and African New Life blocked out. These are things that we give to. We are Christians and we give to our church and another missions organization like African New Life. And then we have our mortgage, which is $25,64.55. This is just principal and interest. We have a high interest rate of 6.6% because we moved at the end of 2023. We do love our house, we love where we are, and it was just kind of like you had to bite the bullet and do it eventually and give up the 3% rate. So here we are. Next we have is our HOA. We do pay $130 a month for the HOA of our neighborhood. I know a lot of people hate HOAs. I honestly am fine with it. I like that my neighbors can't paint their house like hot pink and have to take care of their yard. Like that kind of stuff is great. And then we also get amenities access like pools and parks and all of that kind of thing too. Next we have is natural gas, $39.10. It's what we plan to spend on that. Electric is $250 a month. And this is because I'm on a budget billing plan with APS for our energy here in Phoenix. Obviously, in Phoenix, our energy bill in the summer is a lot higher and in the winter is a lot lower. So I signed up for budget billing to make that more equal, but this amount is not the average of the whole year. It should be like $150. So this is what they have us paying is $250 a month. So I'm going to pay it. I think this is the last month I'm going to pay it like this. And then I'm just going to switch to pay whatever the bill says because I'm annoyed that I'm paying $250 a month when truly the average is $150. Next we have is trash. We pay $20 a month for trash, and then water. Actually, this should be like $95. Update that. Okay, internet is $60 each month, and then phones for myself and my husband together is about $120. We are on my parents' phone plan, like the family plan, that saves us the most money, and we just pay it directly for our own lines. Next we have is insurance. This is insurance for our house and our 2 cars. We have a 2024 Kia Carnival, and a 2018 Toyota Highlander, and together that's $272 each month. Then we have life insurance at $52.89. This is term life insurance that we have on myself and my husband Jacob. Next we have is groceries at $7.50. I did increase this a little bit because things have just been more expensive. I also now have a baby who's eating solids, so we have more of that expense. So $7.50 is what I have set for our groceries going forward, and we'll see how that feels. Next we have is eating out at $150 each month. We basically do takeout once a week, and that is our eating out. We put this into our schedule so that we plan to eat out on either Friday or Saturday, depending on if we have something else going on. And all the other nights of the week are just, we're eating at home. And so that way we aren't tempted to eat out because we know that Friday or Saturday is our day to eat out. And all the other time we're going to eat at home. Next we have is gas, and we put $150 into that. We never spend this much, but we do have this here. And since my husband works from home and I'm a stay-at-home mom, we just don't do a lot of driving. Next we have is fun at $50 a month. And I know that this is not a lot, but it gives us something. We also try to really utilize memberships that we have. Like last month we went to the zoo because we have a zoo membership, and so that was free because we already paid for the membership. Next we have is miscellaneous at $150 because there's always random things that come up, so it's a place to put it. And then college, we are setting aside money for our 3 sons for their college savings. I have this blocked off as well. So our grand total for expenses is $5,931.54. This is money that is going out of our bank account. And now to show you our savings. First off, we have our emergency fund here. We aren't putting into that because that is fully funded. Then we have property taxes. We set aside money every month to pay our property taxes, which here in Arizona we pay it twice a year. So I did just pay our taxes that were due, and then we'll have it due again in the fall. So this is how much I need to set aside for us to make those payments in full. I am putting $700 into a tax fund because we do owe some money for taxes, and I plan to pay that right before tax day. So I'm just setting aside extra money to be able to cover the rest of the tax bill that we will owe. One thing that I forgot to mention that you may notice if you watch my videos regularly is that you didn't see the Roth IRA line item here in the expense section because we actually fully funded that in February. So we are now done funding our Roth IRAs for 2025, which feels like a huge accomplishment, and I'm grateful to have that done. Basically, I set aside money for taxes every month because I have a small business and I pay my quarterly taxes and have some left over still to pay any extra tax bill that may be due. So when we found out what we owe for taxes, I actually had more in my tax fund than we needed to cover all of those taxes, and it was very close to being the amount that we needed to fully fund our Roth IRAs. So I just fully funded it and called it a day to just be done with it. So I had an extra $700 that I then needed to still have to pay taxes. So that's where that is, if that makes sense. And the reason why all of these funds are in a lighter blue color than the rest of them is because this is what I keep in our high yield savings account. I know I share about it every time, but a high yield savings account is just like a regular savings account, but you earn significantly more interest, like 10 times the average national rate. This is an awesome place to put your emergency fund or any medium short-term financial goal that you're working on, whether that's saving for a house or a new car or your taxes or whatever that's going to be. You can transfer money in and out of it just like a normal savings account. It just takes a couple days to make that transfer, so that's why I don't keep everything in this bank account, because I don't want to be transferring in and out all of the time, but it is super easy to transfer money in and out. I personally use CIT Bank because they have some of the highest interest rates around. They have a platinum savings account, which you need to have a $5,000 minimum in to earn this higher rate, or they have a Savings Connect account, which you only need $100 in, and it has a little bit lower rate, but still a really good rate. I have the Platinum Savings account because I do have more than $5,000 that I keep in this, but the Savings Connect account is still a great one as well. I will leave a link to CIT Bank down in the description box below. You can check them out there. They are who I personally recommend for my family and friends. I also have an affiliate link with them, so if you sign up using my link, it doesn't cost you a single thing, but I get a little kickback, so thank you if you use them. Like I said, it doesn't cost you anything to set up the account. There's no monthly fees, no maintenance fees, none of that. It's FDIC insured, and you just get to earn significantly more interest. This is how much interest I earned last month in my savings account by just keeping my emergency fund and a few other little sinking funds in that account. So if you have some savings, you might as well let it earn you some extra interest by sitting in a high yield savings account. So please, please, please go check it out and open up a high yield savings account to earn some extra interest. The next thing that we have here is personal spending. Jacob gets 150, I get 75. The only reason why that's different is because I just don't spend as much money. I spend more money on the kid stuff. Next we have is extra giving. We put $50 into that so we can say yes to additional like spontaneous giving opportunities. And then gifts, we have $50 for that. Like my kids are going to a little birthday party today, so we bought her a gift and that will come from here. Then we have clothing at $50. This is clothing for myself and my husband Jacob. We don't have a lot of clothing that we need to get. I'm hoping to eventually get a new wardrobe because I've had babies back to back for the last 6 years. I've either been pregnant or breastfeeding. So once I'm like done with this season of life, I hope that I can find my style again. Next we have is vacation. We put $200 into that each month. We are going to Disneyland this spring and we're super excited for that. So we are setting aside money for that trip. Christmas, we are not setting any money into Christmas this month because we use a credit card that gives us 1.5% cash back, and we typically just take that at the end of the year and use that for Christmas. So I think we're going to be good for the rest of the year for Christmas. Next we have is medical. We put $400 a month into our medical fund that we use to pay for any out-of-pocket medical expenses. We are on a high deductible health plan. We do have an HSA, but we don't use it. Instead, we invest the dollars inside our HSA and let it build up, and then we pay for our medical expenses out of pocket. Next we have is dues and subs, $100 into this each month, and then car maintenance, $75 each month. House maintenance, this is where every extra penny is going, and I'm gonna have to adjust this, so we'll get back to that. Household is $150. This is for things like toilet paper, paper towels, supplies, that kind of stuff. And then we have kids at $450 each month. This is for diapers, clothing, toys, anything we have to buy for the kids because they're kids, preschool for my oldest, swim lessons, all of that kind of stuff. So you can see down here our total is $2,898.06. Our total out does not match our income. You can see here in this difference cell. So I actually need to make a budget adjustment. I'm going to take this out of house maintenance for right now, which is kind of a bummer. $143.46 is what our new number is. And then this number is 0. We have a zero-based budget with all of our income equaling all of our money out. So every dollar has a place in our budget. So we are ready to go for the month of March. Let me know what you are planning for your finances this month. Don't forget, if you want to check out this budget template, I will leave a link to that below, as well as CIT Bank. Please, please, please go sign up for a high yield savings account. Earn yourself some extra interest. And with that, I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.